All right, guys, I'm here at City Management with Alison, and she's going to be teaching us about the sales and marketing 6 wastes. We all know the 8 wastes, or you should if you don't, go to the other videos. But the 8 wastes is, okay, I'm at my computer, right? I'm reaching forward, that's motion. I grab the mouse, that's motion and transportation. But we're not wasting all of our time there because we're in an office setting.
Yeah.
And so this is a completely different one. This is the sales and marketing wastes. So we're not going to waste any time. We're gonna go ahead and let her take over. All right, we have Alison here in sales and marketing, and she's gonna tell us about the sales and marketing wastes. What's going on?
Yeah, so we've always kind of found it hard to translate lean into the office. So we kind of had a brainstorm one day about what our sales and marketing wastes in our office. So what really is lean here? So we came up with these ideas. So the first one is underutilized skills. So one of the things that this came out of, the guys in design, they realised that they didn't really know each other well enough. So one guy was working on a project that they didn't realise one of the other team members should have been working on because he actually did that before in his degree. So they kind of had like a sit down and they presented their CV to each other. So that was really cool, and they realised that one of the guys, Gary, he should have been doing handsets because he did a module on that in university, but one of the other guys was working on it and he had no idea. So they did like presenting your CV to each other. So they did that over a series of like 6 weeks. So that's where that idea came from. So not sharing learnings and ideas across the team, and because we've got our improvement group chat, we've been doing a lot on our stream decks. Everyone knows about our stream decks and how cool they are. So loads of Yoga 10 improvements on those. So
do you have one you can show?
Yeah, I have one you can show you now.
And you said Yokaton. For those who don't know what Yokaton is, what is that?
So it's like sharing ideas laterally across the organisation.
Meaning this department does something and you're going to teach maybe manufacturing or design.
Yeah, so it was design who came up with this improvement.
So this is a Steam Deck here. The last time I was here, and this is for video gamers to like have health potions or something like that.
So this was one of the things that design came up with. So when we search, we have loads of folders. So we search for something, it takes a really long time. So if I go into my marketing drive and search for wastes, like look how long that takes to come up. Whereas if I looked for something else, like it's still loading. So I can't really click on this because it's still loading.
Right.
But if I go search everything, it's like an app, a free app. And if I just go in here, waste, there they are straight away.
Wow.
That's how quick it is, like seconds.
Bam.
Whereas this one...
So you bound that to this.
Yep.
And you can set all this up. So these aren't static, right? Can you show us how these change?
Yeah, so you can change like this way, or you can set up a folder. So I have my own Lean Made Simple folder, so I can change all these.
Wow.
And then we have them all visual, so you know straight away. You don't need to like read each one to be like, which one is it? So that was one of the Yoga 10 improvements we had. Like that's still loading. And
it's still loading.
It's still loading. That's how quick it is. Using this free app, it's called Search Everything. It was put in the group chat from design, and now we all have it on our stream decks.
And that was something from underutilized skills that you guys used, not just interdepartmentally, but by yourself.
Yeah, and where I had worked before, we had always used like Hootsuite or like a social media scheduler. So when I came, we weren't using anything. So I kind of done a bit of research, and it turned out that our CRM, which is HubSpot, kind of feeds into this underutilized technology. It has its own built-in social media scheduler. So that was something that we were able to implement straight away, and it was completely free. Just because of my own experience, and then coming looking for it, and no one really looked for it before. And then being difficult to do business with. So this is more come from customer services. So we want to be as easy to do business with as possible. So things like the number not being correct on the website or not easy to find, those are like really simple things that we can fix so that it's really easy to call us, it's really easy to contact us. So one of the improvements we made, I can show you again on the website if you wish. Our main customer is occupational therapists, and they don't have a lot of time, but we were asking them on the phone every day this list of questions, about 20 questions. But now we've put it on our website so they can do it themselves, so they can fill it in at their pleasure. And then when they submit it, all we have to do is call them back, confirm 1 or 2 details, and just say, is this time okay for you to come out? This is so obvious on the website. Book a free assessment, and there's all the details there they have to fill in. But we were asking that on the phone every day. So I think the girls have reduced it from 22 down to like 3 minutes.
Wow.
On the phone. So it's really great improvement. And even if they want to call, the numbers really easily accessed there.
It's right there.
It's right there, yeah. That was just another quick, like easy to do business with improvement. And one of the improvements there is the phone.
You're making it easy for the customers to interact with
us,
you as sales and marketing.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we find is we're more direct contact with the customer, so maybe we can see that part a bit easier. And then the phone system's brand new as well. We've put in a new phone system. Before you had to like type in you had to know their extension number to come up. So now everyone's named there instead of their extension. And then ideally we'll eventually link it up with HubSpot so we can track who called, how long they were on the phone, and who did they get through to. And it means that the customer services were always answering phones for design, accounts, sales and marketing, whereas now they just press a button and they're straight through to us. So it's saving their time instead of cutting the middleman out, really.
They get the call and they just say, boom,
yeah,
get it to the right people.
Yeah. So it's straight through to us now. They just go through to an automated call. It's like press 1 for customer service, 2 for design. I think we're 5 sales and marketing. So it means they don't have to answer the phone for us anymore.
Wow.
So it's saving their time, and now they can be really proactive in customer service rather than reactive.
Right. So they're going to say, oh, we get calls for 22 minutes. Let's come up with an idea.
Yeah, basically, yeah. How can we cut down the amount of time that we're on the phone? So
that one's being difficult to do business with.
Yeah.
And then what do you have next? A vagueness of messaging?
So this is something that we've been working on our brand messaging. Is our slogan is just ask the patient, but a lot of the time it's not the patient who is making the final decision for the chair, who is ringing the office. It's the occupational therapist or the carer. It's normally the caregiver. So we've kind of changed our message to that, because our whole CRM, there's about 70,000 contacts on them, and almost 70,000 of them are the caregiver. So we've always been talking to the patient, but we should really be talking to the caregiver.
Right, they're the decision maker.
Yeah, they're the decision maker. Yeah, they're the person reading our emails, reading our social media posts. They're the people ringing the office. So we've kind of changed our messaging to be towards the caregiver.
So from a marketing perspective, you've reevaluated your avatar as the caregiver, not as the customer, the end user. Not necessarily that it's not that.
Yeah.
It's that you need to educate those people the most,
Yeah.
because they're your real audience.
Yeah.
And you didn't realize that before.
No, we never really realised that until the last Christmas, really. So the last 9 months.
Huge.
So that's been a real change of messaging for us. So,
And have you guys seen better results?
yeah, 100%. When we're sending emails now, we can make it so much clearer because we know exactly who we're talking to, and our messaging is so much more on point. So it's made us easier for us and for our sales team on the road.
Well, it's an interesting point too, because from a customer, an end user perspective, the person who's going to sit in a chair,
Yeah.
that person is going to be dealing with struggles and pains. It's the first time with them. When you solve it for them, it's done forever.
Yeah.
Versus the occupational therapist, that's their day in, day out job.
Yeah.
So they have a different set of questions. Do you have underutilized technology?
Yeah, so we talked a wee bit about Stream Deck, and you can see as we're talking through them, they all feed into each other as well. Like one doesn't being difficult to do business with, and becoming easier to do business with can fit in with utilising your technology to the best.
Right.
And making sure your messaging's on point, they all fit into each other. So underutilised technology, so our CRM, we've had 70,000 contacts, but a lot of them, we integrated a free piece of software that showed up all our duplicates. So a lot of time, because our customer is the occupational therapist, if they move jobs, their email address changes.
But you didn't know.
But we didn't know that. So we've been able to put a piece of technology which highlights potential duplicates. So it shows that this person has the same name and this person has the same name. They might be the same person, so do you want to merge them? So that's kind of a really cool piece of technology. It means that we're reducing the number we're paying for, and then we're also got a full profile of that customer, so we can see move jobs in July 2023, use this email address now instead.
Wow.
And you can see their past record as well, so it's been really cool. And something before that really bugged our seating specialist was when they did a quote, they had to go into a separate system to do the quote, and then it didn't show up on our CRM. So when they were going into the CRM profile, they couldn't see the quote. The guys who were reporting on in customer services, they were then having to go into a different CRM. So we've just done a really quick fix at the bottom of the appointment reminder, and it's like just says complete your quote here. You use that link and it connects the two profiles together. So for reporting, we just have to go into the one piece of software now, and we can see if the quote's been complete or not. We don't have to go back and forth double checking, and then we can see on like the pipeline. We have a pipeline, and it's like appointment complete, quote complete, then it goes order confirmed. They had to manually change all those now, but now it's doing that itself, so they don't have to go in and do, maybe like last week we had like 100 assessments or something, so they had to do that for each one.
Wow.
Now it's doing it all by itself. So that's a really cool piece of technology we've implemented in the last 6 months or so.
And then you have 5 underutilized networks. What is that all about?
Kind of not using the networks that we have. We have 70,000 contacts, but we historically haven't been reaching out to all 70,000 of those. So a big project we did at the start of this year was working out what country they're in so that we can send the relevant message from the relevant person. So we operate across the UK, Ireland, Europe, Australia, Canada and the US. So our messaging is different in each country. The terminology is slightly different, but we hadn't really got those segmented out. So now we have our own UK marketing database, UK and Ireland, Europe marketing database, South Africa, Australia. And now we have a real breakdown of where all our contacts are from. Like South Africa, we didn't really think we had a massive database there, but we do. So we didn't know that before, so it's fully utilising the networks we have. When we go places, we're always asking now for testimonials. We did road shows across England this year, and at loads of the customers there have already used their chairs, so it's a great opportunity to get testimonials. So we had a form at the back of the room, and we just asked people to complete them, and in return they get a water bottle. So we got like 25 testimonials at each event, whereas before we had like 5 or 6 all together. So it was a really great way to fully utilise the people who are coming to those events in our full network. So it was amazing.
Wow. And the last one is missing opportunities.
So one of the things here is missing opportunities. So when we're going to events, we should be speaking at those events. That's one of the things we've picked up on. We went to an event recently in July, and Martin Tierney, he's one of the directors, he did a product pitch on the stage, and afterwards our stand was so busy, and it's kind of an event we've never really went to before. It's a different audience for us, and it really just showed the power of speaking at events. And now when we go to an event, we say, is there a speaking opportunity and can we get in there? So every event we go to now, we try and have a speaking opportunity, and it gets our message across to the whole audience rather than waiting at a stand for someone to come and see you. They've probably never heard of us before in most cases, so it's a great way to get our message out there. And then another one was a tender process. So a couple of years ago we missed a really important tender because we didn't have the correct notifications set.
And what's a tender?
A tender is like a proposal to get like a group contract. So it's like a contract for maybe a group of 5 or 6 hospitals or for an area. So in this case it was an area in England, and then we missed out on it, which means that we weren't able to sell chairs within that area for 3 years.
Wow. From
that there, we've set up tender notifications, so they go to the accounts team and then they can send on to whoever they think is relevant to. So now we are in the process of gaining that tender back. So hopefully, fingers crossed, by the end of the year we will have that